think your value has gotten better or has increased as you've gotten older? Do you guys see hypocrisy?
You can't do that because you asked two different questions.
I can do that. I can do that.
You asked two different questions.
I can do that though.
The looks,
and let me point it out.
And then you based it on the whole complete package for the guys.
You think your value has gotten better or has increased as you've gotten older?
I would say increase on my personal awareness, my awareness of self, knowing what my triggers is. Have I, healing from my past trauma, learning more.
No, just your value in terms of what men seek for in marriage.
The only thing that I lack is a flat stomach. So if anybody is looking for in marriage, I feel like I could definitely offer what somebody is looking for, what a man is looking for in marriage.
But essentially, you think your value increased as you've gotten older. Okay. All right. This is for a question for all the ladies on the panel. How many ladies here think that as a woman gets older, her value will increase to men? Wait, not that it should, just how many think it does increase to men who are dating? We can start with Erica.
Go ahead.
Do you think your value will increase as you get older?
I think it does because I become more knowledgeable. I become more...
To men?
Yeah, it matters to men. Intelligence. So, like I said, I become more knowledgeable, more intelligent, more wise, and more experienced. So I think your value does go up as you age. Just like they say with wine, age like fine wine.
Women age like wine? Is that what they say?
I feel like black women do, yes. No shade to the other ones, but I think...
Okay. Courtney, what's your thoughts?
To men, I don't. From women to women, I think they do. But from a man's view, I don't think they think women are more valuable. I feel like they just think like a young girl would do everything better. So that's why they prefer that, when that's really not the case. Because a more aged woman, she knows more. She's experienced. She can think better. She's not just focused on, the small things that the young girls think about. Like, she's more focused.
She can guide and nurture better.
Yeah. Like a young girl can do all that. So a man thinking, oh, she's younger, she's better, she can do this or that. But a woman, an aged woman, I think is more valuable. But I don't think a man thinks like that.
Okay, great point. I like that. You said to men, it doesn't really work that way, but for women, you think it kind of like that's how it should be.
We're more aged woman is more valuable. Yes, I do, but I don't think that a man thinks like that.
Good point. Okay, next question I want to ask the ladies here. What age range do you think is a woman's prime? Like when she's the most valuable to other men? When most men are going to reach out to her and going to be willing to be with her the most? What age range do you think that is? When a woman is at her prime and she's the most valuable to most men?
I'm dealing with that right now.
Let's start with D first. We're going to go around the other side now. D, when do you think that age range is?
I can't give an age range because I feel like the older I get...
You got to give an age range. We need an age range. When a woman is the most valuable, when she's the most attractive to men.
Attractive. So you're talking about attractiveness. Okay, so the most attractive, I'll say anywhere between 20 and 25. If we're going to go,
20 and 25.
Go by that, between 20 and 25.
Okay, great. Erica, what do you think it is?
I'm going to go with 22 to 35.
22 to 35. All right, lessen it a little bit more. Let's do 5 years.
All right, 5 years. I'll do 22 to 27 then.
22 to 27. Okay.
No.
And Courtney, what do you?
I take it back. 23 to 28. Right out of college.
Okay, right out of college. All right, Courtney, what do you think it is?
I'm gonna say 28 to 30.
What? 28 to 36? That's when she's most attractive to most men?
I'm speaking from my experience and the people around me, from what I see. I can't speak for nobody else.
So you don't think the younger version of yourself was more attractive? Okay.
Looks wise.
Well, yeah, we're talking about like based on what men find attractive.
Right now, it's killing 20, 26.
All right. Let's flip it.
I gotta do my makeup.
Let's flip it now. Hold on. Like, what age range do you think and we're gonna start with Courtney on this. What age range do you think men are most attractive to women? We're not just talking about looks here, because we know women don't just look for looks and attract and physique in men. But when do you think most men are most attractive to most women? Can you give me a range?
28 to 32. I'm sticking with that. 28 to 32-ish. That's my range.
28 to 32-ish?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what about you, Erica?
Overall, 25 to 30.
What about you, D?
I say between 30 and 46.
Do you guys see hypocrisy?
You can't do that because you asked two different questions.
I can't
knew
do
you
that.
was going
I can't
there.
do that.
You asked two different questions. You
I
based
can't do
it
that,
on
though.
the looks.
And let me point it out.
And then you based it on the whole complete package for the guy. You cannot do that. I mean, you could do that because this is your show. But if you're going to ask the question, ask the same question.
The reason why it'll never be the same is because men and women look for different things in each other, right? And you guys got it right. The age range for women it's actually a little bit younger than what you guys said. You guys think it's the mid-20s to early, it's kind of like mid-20s to early 30s. The most attractive age range where you're gonna have the most value and the most likelihood to be married by the guy that you want is gonna be 18 to 24. All right, for women, right? And for men, when you flip that, men are most attractive to women when they reach the ages of 35 to 45. Why? Because that's when most men hit their financial stride. That's when they built up the experience with women, they built up the confidence, and they built up the know-how on how to make it in life. And the ones who reach to that age and that 35 to 45 in life, they're going to be somewhat successful in what they do, and they're going to be a professional or have some type of monetizable skill set. So I genuinely want to get your thoughts. Why you think a guy who's in his prime would want a woman who is in the same age range as himself, but not in her prime? Wouldn't it make sense that a guy in his prime or entering his prime in his 30s would want a woman who is now entering her prime?
I would
In the
think
same age?
I mean, we don't necessarily have to date in our age range. This is why you see the most successful men of the world, Jeff Bezos, Leonardo DiCaprio, Shaq, they date younger women. They're not dating women in their own age range. These guys are in their 40s, their 50s, and they're not dating women who are in their 40s and 50s.
But Shaq married somebody in his age range, and so did Jeff Bezos. His wife was in his age range.
Yeah, but then they split up, and now they're dating much younger women.
Leonardo DiCaprio, every time the female reaches a certain age, he gets a new one.
25.
So,
exactly.
So what are we saying here? He just keeps recycling. What is the success behind
but
that?
this is the point I'm trying to show you. There's a reason for that. Your value doesn't increase as you get older as a woman. So that line, whatever guy told Erica that women age like wine, he got it a little bit wrong.
Nobody told me that.
Men age like wine. On the contrary, men age like wine because as we get older, we built up the experience on how to deal with women. We built up the know-how on how to make money and just how to be successful in life. We built up the status to just figure out who we are. Women, on the other hand, while you do get a lot of experience with men, that's not necessarily a good thing, right? Men don't actually want women with a lot of experience with different types of men. We'd rather someone who's kind of fresh and just doesn't have a lot of trauma, because all that experience with men, all those different experiences could lead to a whole bunch of different types of traumas that now that guy's gonna have to face when he wants a relationship with you.
It could, but what about when that young female gets with that older guy who, like I said, now all of a sudden they want to date the younger girl for making up with lost time because they didn't have the funds to sponsor the woman that they wanted. So now that they reached this prime and can get that woman, so what about that trauma? Oh, I got the girl that I wanted now, and I'm gonna do her any way that I want to.
how is that trauma? He's hit the
That is
financial
trauma.
stride that he can now afford the younger woman that he now wants.
And then dog walk the ish out of her. You see what I'm
No.
saying? So that's a
Okay.
trauma. If you want to talk about the potential
That's
traumas
a
that women
fallacy.
can have, that's the potential traumas that an older man can have with a younger female, is it not?
That's a fallacy. Most guys don't leave most women in relationships. When you look at the divorce rates, 70% of women initiate the divorce. I mean, we could go around real quick. How many women here have actually gotten broken up with the man? 1. So 1 out of 3. Men don't leave women like that. We're not the ones leaving the relationship. That's just the reality of it. So what? So like you're talking about how the guy built up this level of success to kind of do whatever he wants with this woman and then dump and leave her, but the stats show that most men aren't leaving these relationships.
That don't have anything to do with the treatment while in the relationship or the success of it.
The treatment. Okay, so you're going back to, you think it's kind of like grooming, I want to say, where these guys are preying on these younger women?
No, not necessarily grooming. I'm just saying, like I said, the guy who reached his prime can reach back and get the younger girl and can still have different types of traumas on how he think a man should act, what he think a man should do, how he should think he should, govern his household and things like that, and can be just dogging that young chick out. And then that's where the trauma for the female can come in. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And the perfect example
I kind of see the,
yeah, and I'm sorry.
I see the point. I see the point you're trying to make, but that's very few men. But the reality and the point of the situation of the topic that we're talking about is that most men get valuable as they get older. Most women do not get. I would say, okay, all women don't get valuable as they get older, because the things that men look for in women are going to be totally different than what you look for in men. And to bring this all back, this goes to how you're dating right now, and the mindset that you have is that you think that you've gotten more valuable as you've gotten older, but dating is going to be more of a challenge for you because most men that you're dating don't see it that way.
Well, dating is a challenge as it is. So
right, but you're making it more of a challenge.
Because I'm not sleeping in between?
No, I'm not saying to sleep around, but I'm saying that you could be more intentional with who you sleep with, but the process of you waiting for a relationship to be intimate with someone is just kind of a stretch.
Okay.